It is the battle of the princesses, because we're going to check out which Leia lightsaber from Korbanth you should buy. So stick around because you don't want to miss these. Hey nerds, welcome back to the Fellowship of the Nerds. I am your host as always, Luke Shirewalker. Today we have a really cool one. We're going to be checking out Princess Leia from Legends lightsaber. This thing is one that Korbanth cooked up a while back, and I really love it. I just thought that it'd be amazing to be checking this out because I'm not gonna lie, I've always loved Leia's lightsaber from episode 9. And I've always thought that this might have been silly, but this really might surprise you when we go over to our ratings. So let's unbox this because this is really cool. And another of these very cool design boxes. I know not all Korbanth sabers have designs, but when they do, they're really cool. Like, look at this thing, it's amazing. And of course, these have quotes on their side. So we have here, "Train me, brother, to help you defeat Thrawn." And the other, "Leia, our father, runs strong in us both. I will train you." And then Legends, Princess Leia. Absolutely phenomenal, guys. Now, on here, you're going to find, besides of our Hilt, of course, you're going to get your Allen key, your Allen wrench. You're going to get a battery because this will come without the battery installed because it doesn't have a kill switch. So, and this battery, especially, is a 16650, so it's a little bit slimmer than the 18650. But it makes sense because this saber system, and of course, you're going to get your charger and then the Hilt itself, which is absolutely beautiful, guys. Look at this thing. Get some Aurebesh here. This will allow the light to go through. You get your blade plug, and you get your core to put your battery in. It's as simple as you remove this. Now you're seeing here that the front is with the battery, so simple as that. You're gonna, I'm not entirely sure you're gonna capture this on camera, but there's a plus sign there, so that's your where your positive goes. Because usually these things go, you know, nub to nub, but this one has two flats, so you wouldn't know necessarily. So, but it does have the sign. So,
The force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it.
and that's it.
My sister has it.
And once you have it in, as you're pushing it, you will feel like a click that just basically tells you that it's gone into where it needs to go. That's it. Simple as that. Super easy to put together. An absolutely beautiful saber. And here it is. And look at this thing, nerds, because this is really something. I absolutely love this. Like and everything. This thing is fantastic. Like check out the detail of this. Like, you know, where you grab it. This thing makes the grip of this lightsaber not only to be absolutely unique, but also incredibly good. Like you really can spin this with so little hassle that is just shocking. And then, you know, you get your cab to access your chassis, and it's so, you know, it just slides off, and that's really it. It's amazing. Like I am shocked. It does come, and you would have seen this in the box. It doesn't come with an 18650 battery, but it's just because this is so small, this core so thin, that you really, you know, you can't put something even standard there. And then of course I want you to draw your attention to this, the Aurebesh here. Incredible the fact that these little two are here, and then all the lights around it. Super cool. Like I know that there's an 89 Sabers version coming out of this, and you're probably going to be asking yourself, you know, oh, well, you might be seeing this further in the future, and it might already be now, but you might be asking yourself, should I get the 89 Sabers or should I get the one from Korvanth, which is pretty much essentially an elf? And I'll tell you this, just on this alone, I would stick with this one. The blade plug that you're going to get is the same. All the lighting things is the same. think the main difference is that the 89 Saber is going to have a little bit of light through here, but no Aurebesh, where this one has Aurebesh and no light. But in my mind, because you're already getting the lights here, this is what makes it for me the winner. And this is the reason why I would recommend this over the 89 Sabers. I cannot know the weight of the 89 Sabers, but this thing is 338 grams. Incredibly light. Just to give you an idea, the lightsaber of Yoda, the little green friend from Korbanth, which, you know, is not even half this size, is only 30 grams lighter. So it's half the size, but only 30 grams lighter. So that tells you how light this thing feels on hand. And I cannot know what the weight of the 89 Sabers is, but I'm guessing that if they're going with with some of the chassis that are more normal to them, it's probably going to be much heavier than this. And I'm not entirely sure it will be also as thin as this. So, you know, if you're seeing this and the, you know, those details are already out there, great. But like I can tell you right now that this, because of how slim this thing is, absolutely beautiful, absolutely light. So I would probably think that I'll recommend this over the 89. Now, let's compare this to the Leia from episode 9. But before we do that, let me show you outside how this looks like in the dark, because it's truly amazing.
The Force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. And my sister has it.
And again, I cannot recommend enough how cool this thing sounds. Also, you would have heard that with Reaver's Arsenal Soundfont, and it's just a beauty. Really cool, guys. Like, incredible. Let's bring back the 89, the Lightsabers Korbanth from episode 9 to compare these two side by side. And here they are. And it's really something how this lightsaber also tries to have this curvature. I don't know if whomever designed this had seen this and just thought like, oh, let's try to do something. But very significant differences besides of the color, of course, is the fact that you have a thin neck here, that you have, yeah, I know. You have a thin neck here. It's very is emulating a lot Luke's lightsaber, which in turn it was emulating Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. So there is that. I love the fact that this has light going through the middle, as if this was actual blade just glowing through the thing. Really cool. Where this has the little see-through of the lights around here around the. That's super cool, guys. In terms of ergonomics and weight, clearly this one. I mean, it's not that this ring's any worse, but this is clearly heavier, like significantly heavier. So there's that. Also, this is a 1 button versus 2 buttons. So like something as simple as using the force effects on this is a little bit trickier. But overall, this lightsaber, I instantly fell in love with this lightsaber. It became one of my favorite lightsabers the minute I saw it. I don't know if it's because of the color, because of the design, because of how unique it is, but really cool. But it's definitely significantly different to this one. Even in blades alone, this is a 7/8 of an inch where this is a 1-inch blade. So even at that, they're already different. But when it comes to, you know, the design of it, if you really strip it down to you know, an emitter that's like, you know, like a disc and then this curvature on the hilt, you can see that there is clearly an inspiration going there between one and the other. So if you want to see which one I would recommend, let's first go over ratings. And of course, I'm going to do the ratings for this one because at the end of the day, it's the one that we're reviewing. This thing is going to get, in ergonomics, obviously a 10. I mean, you would have seen it as I was swinging around. This thing is, you can get so much, gain so much speed with this because of how light it is, that you could be spinning this like there was no tomorrow, and you wouldn't break a sweat. Absolutely fantastic. Clearly a 10. When it comes to design, I'm going to give this a 9.5. The only reason it's not going to have 10 is because these actually can be unscrewed, and you know, to screw them back on, you kind of have to like do it yourself. The finger, it's a bit tedious. It's not hard, but it's just a bit tedious. So I wish that you kind of put an Allen through here to screw it, because these are actually, you know, they actually have like a plastic cap, so you cannot just introduce anything right now. So you have to do it manually. It's a bit of a pain to be doing that, but that's the only but to the lightsaber. Like, other than that, in my mind, this on the sign gets full. If it wasn't for that, I would get a 10. The fact that you have Aurebesh here, the fact that, you know, you can see your light coming through. These are not independently. These, obviously you're seeing the light that comes through the blade, but really cool how, you know, ergonomic is this. Obviously this will be typed to ergonomic. So this is not a 10, but it's a 9.5. It's virtual. And again, I know it's very petty that this, but you know, I have to find something because I have to be entirely truthful to you guys. Also, the fact that, which I think is a plus, is the fact that, you know, whenever you're using this, you have no issues with these buttons. Like, these buttons don't pose any problems for you. So really, I mean, I'm sort of ashamed to not be given this a 10 in the sign. And when it comes to sound, that one is going to get a 10, which means that obviously the episode 9 will also get a 10 because it's the same sound from Reverse, but it's so loud, so powerful, yet not, you know, it doesn't like overwhelm you. It's just, you know, it just, you hear it right there. It's just, you know, you couldn't ask more of it. But wait, nerds, there is more, because we couldn't miss the opportunity to create a sound font that was specific for Leia from Legends. So we've of course done that, and check this out because this one is really cool.
Two new Jedi have a reason. Luke Skywalker and his sister, Leia Organa Solo.
Look at that.
What? Don't ask.
Leia, give me your lightsaber.
They're up to something. I can feel it. Something big. You all right, Tom? What? You all right, Tom? I'm giving it all the control I can.
Absolutely cool. This will include a couple pre-ons, a couple post-off, a couple boot sounds, over a dozen force sounds, which includes also that small short tune that you just heard from Leia. And of course, you know, it's hum and all the stuff that you would expect on a lightsaber, but we had to ensure that this being a Korbanth saber had the best of the best put in it, and that's what we've done here. Of course, that all of that put together, you can see the total here, and it's almost a 10. It's almost flawless. So absolutely, it is going to be a recommended lightsaber from the Fellowship of the Nerds. But now if you were to ask me, okay, but how does that compare to the episode 9? Well, the episode 9, when it comes to ergonomics, even though it's heavier, it's almost the same rating. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. It's just on the basis that you don't have any problem with the button, you don't have any problem with that, but obviously the extra weight does put a little bit of difference when you're spinning, and the fact that you have a 1-inch blade instead of a 7/8 of an inch. So you know, those two things are gonna take away a little bit, but not really that much. When it comes to the sign, this one is going to, in my mind, gonna get a 10, because you know it's beautiful, guys. It's really like it is really amazing. And when it comes to sound, it is going to get a 9.5 instead of a 10. And this is probably going to be very petty of me, but it's mainly to do with the fact that being a one button, the fact that you have to do certain things to get certain sounds out of the lightsaber that you don't get with, that you don't have that problem with two buttons. That's going to drop it down a little bit to 9.5. But they're pretty much tied, so it's really up to which one would you prefer. Now, if you just want to stay with canon, clearly the episode 9 would be yours. But if you don't mind that canon, or you want something different, which is something that we always value a lot here in the fellowship, like, you know, uniqueness, how, you know, exclusive, if you will, the lightsabers are, this is going to be your choice. But no matter which way you go, you're going to be able to claim 20% off with our fellowship discount code, because these things are really phenomenal. I really want you guys to be buying these sabers. So 20% off. You can get this, you can get the episode 9, you can get both if you want, with 20% off at the same time. Like, it's really, like, I think that, you know, there's no way on earth that I couldn't recommend these sabers, because, like I said, I already love the episode 9. This has become an instant favorite because it's so amazingly easy to spin around and move around that it's just mind-blowing. I couldn't recommend it enough. Nerds, that is our review. I hope that you find that useful. I hope that you find that interesting. As always, I hope that if you're new to the channel, first of all, of course, welcome and thank you for watching. I hope that you will consider taking this as your opportunity to get this saber at a discount, and also figuring out which one should you be getting. Should you be getting the Korbanth Elf Sabers, or you be getting the 89 saber of the Legends? I already told you why I would pick this over the 89, but you'll kind of have to tell me in the comments which one would you think, and what makes it more important for you when you're buying. Would you be more interested in that extra detail of the light accent on the hilt, or do you like more the Aurebesh like I do? Or you're not into Legends lightsabers at all, and you prefer to stick with canon, and in that sense, then obviously episode 9 will be your thing. Because no matter what you think of episode 9, no matter what you think of any of those things, everybody agreed that that little bit of us seeing Leia, you know, training with Luke, seeing how powerful she was in the Force, and seeing her lightsaber, and her lightsaber being so cool, we all agreed that we wish that we'd be able to see more. Because, and it's kind of a recurring thing with the episode 9's lightsabers, because you have dark rays, you have the scavenger at the very end, you have I think that's on 8 where you see the flashback of Ben Solo. You have all of these sabers that you see in the sequel trilogy. You only see them for a little bit. You're like, oh, that looks so amazing, I want to see more of it. So obviously the Leia's one is one that adds into that, and I wish that we could have seen more, but it automatically became a favorite of mine. And this one has too. Maybe just have a thing for lightsabers of Leia, because they're both amazing. Nerds, I've been your host as always, Luke Shirewalker. Remember, the Force will be with you always. Remember to live long and prosper, and may the odds be ever in your favor, Melanin. And until we meet again, Mischief Manage. I'll see you around, nerds.